rejection of me is not a reflection of me. Morning, you lovely people. We are en route to therapy. It's been a super slow start to the day. I finished that book, Hidden Potential by Adam Grant, so thanks again, Krista, for that, because that was a wicked read. At the very end, he talks about the paradox of imposter syndrome and how you undervalue your capabilities and you overvalue your inabilities. I thought that one was a pretty good statement to finish off the book there, but really good book, highly recommend that one. Well, my session's at 1. I'm intentionally showing up an hour and a bit early today. I have been given the task of writing a letter from my 11-year-old self this week. Lots of stuff came up in the session 2 weeks ago. It's gonna be a tough one today, I think, but these are usually the most impactful sessions. It's the way that Stu's schedule and I lines up. I don't get to book these on my day off, so truthfully, I'm very much looking forward to not having to people after this. I know if you watched the last therapy vlog, I had to kind of rip right to work and put on a little bit of an act for that commercial we were filming for the gym. So the fact that I do not have to people after this is a phenomenal feeling. Anything you can do to be more present in the session, I think is one of the best things you can do to set yourself up for success when it comes to going to therapy and just working on yourself as a whole.
You put down the phone. You've nowhere to.
You don't mind if I do. Apparently they've gotten rid of the communal coffee, which is horseshit.
This wedding is horseshit!
Found one in the fridge. I don't know whose it is, but I'm taking it.
Behind the red stop sign. No room to go slower. You do it today. You do it again in a week. You'll think you're.
Just got home from a big sesh. I picked myself up a nice bougie steak. I'm stoked for this. I got some real thyme, whatever it is, some more garlic, and asparagus for the stinky peas. Stinky peas. Yeah, that was a heavy one, so I'm gonna go for a walk here and just kind of decompress a little bit, and I'm just so thankful that I do not have to people today. Very excited just to enjoy some steak. I bought 2 steaks, so I think I'm gonna have some steak and eggs for breakfast tomorrow. It's kind of feeling like the holidays now. Feels like a well-deserved actual break. Still work tomorrow, a couple hours, but it feels like a break, so feeling pretty good right now. I really think huge aspect of getting the most out of therapy is just showing up early, being able to kind of journal, reflect, just sit there and get as present as you can before the session in an environment that's not yours. Because I honestly think that different things come up when you're not in your conditioned and safe environment. Not to say that the environment is safe, it's just more or less the fact that it's different. We did this exercise called the empty chair exercise, I think it was called. The exercise was essentially, I had tried writing that letter from my younger self and just couldn't do it. So I wrote a letter to my younger self, and that's where Stu was like, whoa, I'm gonna stop you. He's like, we're gonna try this empty chair exercise. So essentially I had to read the letter from myself today at the age of 33, looking back on younger Max and basically telling him these things. And so that was pretty emotional. I mean, there's a bunch of different ways to kind of say this, but one of the big ones was that rejection of me is not a reflection of me, and just sort of reaffirming that to myself and getting to a point where I really do believe that. So yeah, he also gave me a really good sheet to fill out, like a worksheet, reflecting on the year and kind of goal setting for the upcoming year. So pretty excited to do that. My next session is until Wednesday, January 10th, but we've now established that I'm gonna be doing sessions on Wednesdays from now on. Part of what came up in the last session was really good. It was heavy, but I didn't really get to sit with it for long enough because of the fact that I had to go kind of turn myself on for work. It's gonna be a good 2024. I can tell you that right now, because I'm very proud of myself and all the things I've done this last year, because it's been absolutely incredibly uncomfortable, but that's what you have to put yourself through when you're trying to change your life. Very much looking forward to that bougie steak. I decided to not actually film the cooking process. 2 steaks, as you guys saw. So I'm gonna do another one tomorrow. I decided to not eat the whole head of asparagus this time. I'm still gonna have the stinky pea, but that's okay. But I think I found the kicker for not having the smoke alarm go off too, which is to open all 3 of the available basement windows. This is not for you, Luce. The finished product here, because this is gonna be unreal. Restaurant quality right there. The inaugural? I don't know how to say that word. Inaugural, whatever, however you say that word. that. So I'm gonna sign out for the night. 6:30. Feels nice just to give myself some time, to be honest. It's been a good day overall. So I'm just gonna relax. Oh my gosh, steaks are good. I'm so happy I bought 2 of these. Hope you all had a great Wednesday, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Good morning, lovely people. Shout out to Catalyst Physiotherapy, by the way. He's the physiotherapist in our gym. Vince is the man. Been a nice slow start to the day so far. Been on the couch for the last hour and a half, just catching up. I had a ton of messages from yesterday and the day before that I was just playing some catch up on. I have to head to the gym in about an hour and a bit here. I have one client. It's her first session though, and it's more of a consultation. So I'm not gonna bring my camera and film that. I just don't wanna make someone uncomfortable in their first time in the gym. So do that, and then I have to do a bunch of running around and just grab some Christmas presents today because I'm that guy that waits till December 21st to do any of that. But thankfully, I just buy gift cards for the most part, so it's pretty easy. That steak was so good last night, and I'm so excited to do another one tonight. Yeah, and then I just have 2 clients this afternoon. Chill next little bit here. I'm giving myself some grace. Too much pressure for myself to make a bunch of riveting content. Gonna come up with some ideas, more some brainstorming more than anything, or how I want to structure some things and do some challenges in the new year and really get this YouTube channel popping. But right now, I have like 20-ish pages left, and Obstacle is the way, since I got so distracted by the Adam Grant one. So I'm gonna finish that one here before heading into the gym for that first consultation with a new client. Since we are kind of at like the 2-month mark of the channel here, I'm gonna do a little physique update, and I'm also gonna embed some wisdom in here. So I feel like we're seeing some progress. Getting a little leaner for sure in the sides here. Not mad about that by any means. But yeah, I'm feeling good. Definitely feeling trimmer in here for sure. But what's my little bit of wisdom is make sure that when you are measuring progress, you set yourself up for success with that progress. So reason being, especially if you are on a weight loss journey and you're fixated on a number or a size of inches lost or anything like that, make sure that you're consistent with how you measure. So be consistent with what you wear, be consistent with the lighting, be consistent with the time of day. Make sure that you also don't self-sabotage yourself, and do what I did the last couple of days here, and then measure your progress. I don't really care because I know what my body feels like right now, and I know it feels good, and I know that I'm just improving and seeing progress where I want to see progress. But I ate pizza twice last weekend. Last night, I also ate like 3/4 of the box of this. My God, they're good. The reason I talk about consistent measurements is if I was focused on a number, let's say, and I've been eating really good the last couple weeks, I've been hitting that B+, A- average, and then I have a weekend where I do eat pizza twice. I do eat 3/4 of a box of decadent peanut butter chocolate chips. And then I decide to take measurements, or I decide to step on the scale, or I decide to take pictures. Do you really think this is gonna be a super accurate depiction of the level of effort I've been putting in over the last couple weeks? Probably not. And again, I'm okay with it because I can feel what I want to feel like in terms of progress. But if you are someone who is really fixated on a number, specific to inches, weight on the scale, how you actually look in the picture, make sure that you set yourself up for success. So if you dial it in for a couple weeks and then you have a bad weekend, don't step on the scale. If I ate 5,000 calories yesterday and I go step on the scale, no shit, it's gonna be like 3 to 5 pounds heavier. That doesn't mean everything I've been doing is a waste. It just means that, hey, I had a lot of calories yesterday, probably had a lot of salt yesterday, probably ate my calories later in the day, probably didn't take as big of a dump this morning. And that's why the scale weight's up. It's not reflective of the actual effort you've been putting in over the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months. So set yourself up for success when you're taking measurements. Be as consistent with the measurements as you are with everything going into preparing for the measurements. So that's my little bit of wisdom today. I gotta get to work because I'm gonna be late here. Either way, let's go, baby! Also, I forgot to mention that those chocolates I had yesterday, the one that I showed you, I ended up having like 5 because I was originally quite bitter that I couldn't find the free coffee at my psychologist's office. I ended up finding one, but regardless, I had like 5 of those. So I actually had an abundance of calories yesterday. Why I bring this up is that when we beat ourselves up psychologically, that's going to impact the choices we make on a day-to-day basis from a physiological standpoint. If we are doing the right things the majority of the time, and then all of a sudden I step on the scale and I see a number I don't want, or I see not enough change, or that's not going to cause us to pursue more positive change and make those consistent choices that we need to continue to make. Just because progress isn't happening as fast as you want it to doesn't mean it's not happening, first of all, but it's really important that you consider the psychological impact that shaming yourself is playing in your day-to-day choices. So that's why I bring this up, and I think it's a really important thing to recognize is like, wear the same outfit, do it in the same lighting, control the variables as much as you can so that you can quantify the progress, because it's something simple like that if you're 2, 3, 4 months into your fitness journey and you do take those pictures or you do take those measurements after a rough weekend of calories, it's like, yeah, the numbers aren't going to reflect the positive changes that are actually happening. That was a gong show. I forgot how much I just hate driving. Between construction, Christmas chaos, I am back now. It's like 2:30. I'm gonna take Lucy for a quick play, try and get some editing done before having lunch, before going back for a workout and another client, and then finish editing and cook another steak. So yeah, this went from like super chill morning to super chaotic really quick. I'm gonna try something here with this steak. I think it's called a dry brine. I know this isn't gonna be for long enough, but cover this bish in a bunch of salt. Apparently, well, I don't know what it's supposed to do actually, but I know I've heard good things. So we're gonna try that. I don't have a legit rack here, so I've kind of just finagled something together. This is from my Instant Pot. So we're gonna see how this works. Okay, so now that goes in the fridge, and that can go for up to 24 hours, as far as I know. If I get food poisoning tonight, then wish me luck tomorrow. But yeah, I'm excited for that. So I'll let that sit for about 2.5-ish hours here. Let's go get pumped up.
Långt från svenska kusten skär ska jag fira julen här på Hawaii. Ensam sjöman är långt från svenska kusten skär ska jag fira.
Cats love it.
What's that, Luce?
Ska jag fira julen här på Hawaii? Men det lindrar i hemlängtans glöd.
It is steak time. Very excited right now. Has to sit and get to room temperature so you can see the blood that dripped out. From what I understand, the salt helps to pull some of the moisture out of it, hold the moisture in. I don't know actually. Obviously my interpretation is not very good. Regardless, I know this is gonna taste real freaking good. So I'm super stoked. Let that sit at room temperature. Just gonna get my asparagus prepped, which is super duper easy. And yeah, I wanted to quickly give a shout out to my homie and business partner, Ty Khan. My Christmas present today. And it is the book, Same as Ever by Morgan Housel. So I'm actually super stoked. This was on my to-buy list. He is the author of The Psychology of Money, which is a dope book, which actually really helped to kind of just like spark my interest with financial health and not thinking of it as such like a hush-hush thing. So that was an awesome book. So I'm super stoked for this one. So thank you to Ty. Appreciate you, my friend. Let's get this prepped. Since my client, Kyle, chirped me about having a child-size cutting board, I actually have an adult-size one, so suck it, Kyle.
There's Kyle.
That's literally all I have to do, so super complex. So I'll turn the camera back on once I start actually cooking here. Not super complex by any means. You gotta be paying attention to your meat so you don't overcook it. I'm excited to see the difference from last night's steak to this night's steak with that salt brine to see if it is really worth it or not. I decided to be proactive instead of doing nothing. I edited the last kind of half of the video here, so it's time to cook. Got everything all out and prepped, ready to go. Got my butter, asparagus, thyme, garlic, and I'm just gonna dry this off and it's go time. All 3 windows are open, so in theory, it should not get chaotic and I should not need to do this with the fire alarm, but only time will tell. 130 degrees. Perfect. And then it's gonna sit for 5 minutes, not cut into that thing for at least 5 minutes or else you lose all the juices that you've just worked so hard for. And it's gonna actually keep cooking a little bit too, and that's why you wanna pull it off like right around 130, 135, depending on how you like your steak, but god damn, that looks good. How do you pronounce inaugural?
Inaugural. Inaugural.
Inaugural.
Inaugural.
What does inaugural mean? Okay, so this
As a noun, it means.
shut up.
An
It wasn't even a
inaugural
right
speech.
word. Basically, it's starting of something. It sounds like it's more politically based, but I don't care. I'm using it for my steak. So I'm gonna take the inaugural first bite. Inaugural perfection, if you ask me. I don't know how you can't not love steak. Gotta do it for the gram, you know? Okay, I'm gonna wrap things up here. This is a great little double vlog today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And that really stood out to you, please let me know in the comments below. Like, comment, share, do all those things for the algorithm. I'm working hard here on a lot of things other than just the vlog itself. So if you could help a brother out, hit that like, subscribe button. Would sincerely appreciate it. I'm gonna enjoy my steak. See you for vlog 60 tomorrow. It's book review Friday tomorrow. So we are doing, it's a secret. You better tune in tomorrow. Peace.